Professional Investing Masterclass, 50 Advanced Lessons for Serious Investors. Lesson 6, Free Cash Flow, the number professional investors trust more than earnings. Presented by Wealth Entertainment 21. Investing is not just about numbers, it is about the reality behind the numbers. Imagine two companies, both report $1 billion in annual profit, both look successful, both attract investors. But one company has almost no cash, the other generates billions in cash every year. Which business would you rather own? Professional investors know the answer. Because one of the most important truths in investing is this: profit is an accounting number, cash is reality. Today we'll study one of the most important concepts in institutional investing: free cash flow, the financial metric used by many of the world's greatest investors to evaluate business quality. Let's begin. Part 1. What is free cash flow? To understand it, we must follow the journey of capital through a business. Every business receives cash from customers, but businesses also spend cash. They pay employees, buy equipment, maintain factories, develop products, expand operations. After paying the necessary costs to keep the business operating, some cash remains. That remaining cash is called free cash flow. It represents money that management can use freely to reduce debt, pay dividends, repurchase shares, acquire companies, or reinvest for future growth. Free cash flow creates flexibility, and flexibility creates opportunity. Part 2. Why cash matters more than earnings. Beginners focus on headlines. Professionals focus on the cash flow statement. Many beginners focus only on earnings. Professional investors look deeper. Accounting rules allow some flexibility in how earnings are reported. Cash is different. Cash either entered the business or it didn't. Imagine a company reports excellent profits, but customers haven't actually paid. The profits appear on paper. The cash does not. That's why professionals compare earnings with cash generation. Healthy businesses usually convert accounting profits into real cash over time. If profits continue rising while cash continues falling, professionals begin asking difficult questions. Part 3. Where to find free cash flow. The truth is hidden in plain sight, deep within the annual reports. Free cash flow begins with the cash flow statement. Professionals first examine cash flow from operating activities. This shows how much cash the core business generates. Then they subtract capital expenditures. These are investments required to maintain or expand the business. The remaining amount is free cash flow. Professional investors monitor this number every year because consistent cash generation often signals business strength. Part 4. What strong free cash flow tells you. It is the ultimate signal of corporate health and resilience. Businesses with healthy free cash flow often have important advantages. They can survive recessions more easily. They can invest in innovation. They can acquire competitors. They can reward shareholders. They can reduce debt. Strong cash generation creates choices. And in business, choices create resilience. Professional investors often prefer businesses that generate cash consistently through different economic environments. Part 5. Warning signs. Free cash flow is also the early warning system that protects professional investors from catastrophic loss. Free cash flow also helps identify risks. Pay attention when cash flow declines for several years. Profits rise while cash falls. The business constantly borrows money. Capital spending becomes excessive without improving performance. Management continually issues new shares because cash is insufficient. One warning sign doesn't prove failure, but several together deserve careful analysis. Professionals investigate, they don't assume. Part 6. Free cash flow versus growth. Understanding when low cash flow is a sign of weakness and when it is a sign of massive future potential. Not every company generates large free cash flow today. Young, fast-growing businesses often reinvest heavily. They build factories, expand globally, and develop revolutionary technology. Temporary low free cash flow isn't automatically bad. The question is, will today's investments produce stronger cash generation tomorrow? Professionals distinguish between productive investment and wasteful spending. Part 7. Free cash flow and valuation. Why the world's most sophisticated investors value cash over accounting entries. Many institutional investors value businesses using future cash flows. Why? Because shareholders ultimately receive value from cash, not accounting entries. Cash generation supports long-term value creation. Part 8. The professional checklist. 6 questions to ask before you commit institutional scale capital. Before investing, ask, has free cash flow grown consistently? Does cash generation support earnings? And can the business fund its own growth internally without constant borrowing? Next, can it comfortably manage its debt? Does management allocate cash intelligently? And finally, what specific threats could reduce future cash generation? Discipline transforms speculation into analysis. Part 9, the big lesson, the fundamental truth that separates successful long-term investors from the rest. Revenue creates attention. Profits create headlines. But cash creates strength. Flexibility helps companies survive uncertainty. Cash doesn't guarantee success, but its absence guarantees struggle. Choose 3 public companies. Research their operating cash flow, capital expenditures, and debt. Determine which company is truly the strongest before reading any analyst reports. In our next lesson, we'll study return on invested capital, the favorite metric of elite investors. Subscribe to Wealth Entertainment 21, turn on notifications, and remember, cash keeps businesses alive. I'll see you in Lesson 7.